everybody, welcome back to the channel and a unboxing here today. So we got our Kickstarter in for Port Royal, which is a skirmish game from the same folks over at Firelock Games that make Blood and Plunder. So this is an exciting one, definitely a pretty big box here, very heavy too, there's a lot of stuff in here. So we're going to get this opened up for you guys and we'll show you everything that we get inside. And then kind of discussion on kind of like what the game is going to be and some of the other areas where you can kind of expand from that. So we'll be right back. Alrighty guys, we're back. We got everything uncovered here, so we're just going to work our way from top to bottom and then we'll start digging into the components themselves. So right off the bat here we got a map, and that's kind of the top pack here just to try and get a handle on it. So we got a fair bit of cardboard here, and that's going to be some of that terrain that comes with the game. Obviously you probably want to expand later and get either some like MDF or scratch built terrain or other 3D printed things. There's, you know, sky's the limit with this, but that's kind of the first thing that you reach in. That's a lot of the weight from the box. Then we get in here and let's see if we can get this to come out. We got our rule book itself, so not that thick, but still quite a bit of stuff here. So that's in shrink cover there, so we'll dig into that in just a minute, and we'll have videos coming up too where we kind of dig into the game and the rules and all that stuff. But as usual, all the great quality from Firelock that you would come to expect. So we got that. Then we get into the minis, which really is kind of the end of what's included in this part of the box. We'll get into some of the other things in a second, but basically some of the plastic things that they've already released here, but kind of then just included in the box for us. So we'll take a look at those in just a moment as well. But you get some minis in here, and then last but not least, we get some 10-siders. So you have that, and then just to double check in case something was hiding underneath there, now we just got some cardboard inserts. So that is getting us to the bottom of the box. So we'll be right back as we unpack some of the different components, then we'll rejoin here. Okay, so we're coming back here. We got the top section unpacked here. So we get a nice map here of Port Royal and kind of the way that that would have been historically laid out. And then kind of a guide as well, and sort of a, you know, distance-wise what we can mark there. So, and pretty neat, doesn't take up too much space, so just really fold it up here. Then we get our tokens and measuring devices and all that, so all neatly included here. Nice color on that. So plenty of cardboard components. And then we get into our buildings here. So again, cardboard punch out, easiest way to probably get that into a starter box, so good job on that for them. So we'll be working on getting that together. And let's double check the back side of it too, just to make sure. Yeah, so good quality here on this. Pretty thick stuff too, so it's not flimsy by any means. So we got that. Working our way through here. So for the box, there's a fair bit of stuff in here, so you'll definitely have a nice little table to get started right out of the box. Assembly really shouldn't take you long. And honestly, if you've got existing minis from like Blood and Plunder, you can really just start playing the game right away. You don't necessarily have to build the guys in this box. So then we got one more here. So a lot of walls, a lot of ruins, of course. We get our instruction sheet for that as well. So you can probably figure it out by yourself in either case, but always nice to have that too. Then they actually do include, instead of having to spend money on a playmat or something right away, we do get this really nice color map to start with. So it's basically poster as far as the material goes. Pretty nice stuff here. Definitely pops. I don't know if that's really showing on the screen or the camera here, but the map just feels nice and bright and kind of vibrant. So only one side. Would have been cool if they maybe had gone and done a design on the back end too, just to vary it up a little bit, but still good stuff here for a starter box. So then we'll come right back here. We're going to take a flip through the book and then the minis. Alrighty guys, we're back for the last little bit here, and what we've got are basically 3 sprues that we get in the set here, and we got one sort of special sprue and then two repeats here. So this one kind of by itself, and we've seen this before from, again, the existing kits. We got our assembly guide as well on how to get through that with different options. But 15 altogether here, I do believe, minis. So just taking a look here. And again, just following along with directions and stuff for assembly. It's none of these are overly complicated. Although it does appear that, like, the sprues are very, very much full, but that's just because you get a lot of different options here. You get some casualties and stuff too. So there's the one sort of unique sprue, as we'll call it. And then we get two of these, basically. Again, all kinds of options for heads, hats, accessories, etc., gear. Really not lacking for options. So, gives you guys a good look at that, kind of what plastics look like for Firelock. But again, if you have existing Blood and Plunder minis, whether they're the old metals, the new like resin 3D print ones, whatever, or the plastics, I mean, they're basically the same thing, right? So as long as they look suitably appropriate, have the right gear and stuff like that, you can definitely use them for this game. But you do get these 15 here in this box. So for a brand new player to this, you're getting plenty to get started with, right? It's a small skirmish game. We're not needing tons of minis for this, but if you already have some from Blood and Plunder and they're already painted up and all that, obviously you can just kind of jump right in. You don't have to necessarily spend time building, just get some terrain ready and start learning the rules. So different ways to enter the game here. But again, plenty of different weapon options. And of course we get our bases here with the sort of terrain effect of planking and stuff on there. So all in all, that's what we get for Port Royal. Again, it's going to be a great little skirmish game in the historical setting here. And again, from Firelock, so there's going to be some good quality behind that. Some ideas, though, for expanding. Obviously, minis, you can go different paths with that. But really, this is going to be a game where, even though it's a skirmish game and not necessarily playing on a big board or something like that, although it could be fun to have like an oversized board for like a large multiplayer game. Terrain wise, you're probably going to want to expand from the cardboard that you get here. So there's of course any number of MDF options. What else? Like 3D printing, certainly tons and tons of options there. Other existing companies for like resin or other plastic buildings. So a good one just for some cheap ruined buildings as well. Should more or less work. Warlord for like bolt action has like this sort of typical like 2 or 3 sprue set that they have for like ruined farmhouses and stuff like that. So you could kind of work that into this as well. So any number of companies out there, of course, have different like stone walls, wooden walls, fences, etc. So really plenty of options there. And if you're looking for some more still like intact buildings as well, again, there's all kinds of MDF choices out there. So I think someone had posted something to it. I honestly cannot remember, but TT Combat has a great range of terrain as well, of course, but also you could maybe even take some of the more like ruined style buildings from Carnival, maybe not put all the details on those, right, to not make it look like it's in Venice, but more here, like again, Jamaica. But that certainly gives you a lot of great options, especially for like vertical elements, right? So instead of just playing on flat ground, this is again a game where we're fighting through ruins. So having different vertical elements and levels of terrain, I think, will be great too. So plenty of different ways to take that. So be sure to hit us up in the comments if you've got some thoughts on other ways that you can expand this as far as your terrain options and stuff like that. Also, again, any number of companies out there making good like playmats and stuff like that as well. So hope you guys enjoyed a quick look here at Port Royal. Again, it's just a basic unboxing. We're going to get into details here very soon and look forward to bringing you guys more content as we get into this game as well. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.